Yeah, this isn't getting me anything except for casualties. It's getting me a bit of experience, I guess, but... Wow, we're actually really short on artillery. Okay, we'll need to change that. Our ideology is... Oh, thank fuck for that. So, for the longest time, I've been sitting on low popularity, and the reason for that is because I am 0.07% short. I'm sitting at 39.93%. Ah! And it's been like that for 2 years. Thank you. I can now go to medium popularity. 0.07. That's torture. That's cruel and unusual punishment right there. Alright, good. Now I'm going to get some more political power, and then I can hopefully change my mobilization laws. Although we're not at war. Am I actually going to be able to change it? Nope. Experience will disappear once the manpower arrives. Yeah, probably. Does anyone know how to go paternal autocrat as Bulgaria? I suspect if you lose the Balkan War, you probably will. There we go. Low to medium. Finally. Which country would I recommend to a first-time Kaiserreich player? You know what? That's a good question. Probably Germany. Yeah, yes, I would definitely recommend Germany. So it's not necessarily the easiest country to play as because you're so pivotal to everything else going on, but because they have the most flavour. Because you are at the centre of everything going on, you get to really get immersed into it. You understand what's going on from everyone else's perspective. So you can say, oh yeah, when I was playing as Germany, this occurred because of this. It's kind of the catalyst that ignites everything else. So I would say Germany. I get it twice in a row. Are you kidding me? Yes, of course I'm going to take it. Baratia's gone totalist. And it looks like this war is stalemated pretty much already. They're going to be fighting for that river soon, and they're already fighting for this one. And that's going to be really hard to cross. Ah, heavy fighters. Excellent. And we're in 39, so we can't get the 40s yet. We have one more industrial tech to grab, so we'll grab that. Rouse the masses. Excellent. Now we can get the military with the state and see if this gives us anything else except for a bigger army. We have done all we can to improve the quality of our officers, invested in new types of equipment, expanded the manpower reserves, and spent our efforts on military research in order to ensure the supremacy of the Bulgarian land forces remains everlasting. Long live the military. You can if you lose the civil war, but the focus description says it also somehow happens if the Tsar Tsar installs absolutist monarchy. Yeah. So I think it's going to be in these ones. So if you go assert the power of the Tsar, and you go down, which tree is it? There's one which gives you like 20%. Where is it? That increases paternal autocrats and authoritarian democrats a little bit. Hey, maybe I am just thinking of the absolutist line, where they do have one which is just like, here, yeah, it's that one. Everyone else loses their support. Okay, never mind. Ignore what I'm saying. You can't do that until you're absolutist anyway. Is there a country you can form after taking the Balkans? I don't think so. Did I win the Balkan War? Yes. I did. I think you can form Yugoslavia as Serbia. Probably. Right. Well, we have army experience again, so we could go ahead and add regular field hospitals to our regular forces. Support equipment will start in the negatives. Motorized will actually still be fine. Okay, and then once we have that, I'll be feeling pretty happy. I do need to increase the production of artillery, though. Is that a support equipment shortage? That is a support equipment shortage. There's not a huge amount I can do about that. I think it's just that our army is too big for our production capacity right now. So we will leave it, although I will do that. How's my gun surplus? We have a fairly decent gun surplus, so we're going to reduce you and then beef up everything else. Naval invasion on the Isle of Sicily. I'm not at war with them. Oh, you mean they're... Yes, okay. Who is this? Really? The socialist Italians are doing that? Well, I guess they're getting the land because they have a core on it. So that's not necessarily their naval invasion. Also, I have a lot of air experience. Interesting. So as soon as we hit 1940, I can get the tier 2 heavy fighters, and I'll probably just drop it all on that. How's the game speed in 1.52 in Kaiserreich? Well, you're seeing it on speed 5 right now. It's definitely chugging quite a lot. You know what? I would not actually be surprised if the Union of South Africa loses this now. Because they're just throwing their troops at this and just losing. Look at their combat strength in comparison to these guys. Because they just keep on attacking. I mean, they're going to struggle to break out in the same way that we are struggling to break in. And I have mountaineers here in the hills. So they're going to have trouble. But it's still not going to be great. Alright, slowly but surely. Uh-oh, they're across the river. Yeah, see, all the French troops are down here, so if the Weltkrieg broke out now, I would not be surprised if Germany was able to make some serious inroads. Oh, of course! Egypt and Iran are at war. Oh, here we go, military with the state. That... Right, that's a mobilization manpower thing. I should know that by now. Alright, so we have completed the military tree, we've completed the industrial tree. I would say it is now time to do the political one. So let's go ahead and assert the power of the Tsar so we can start reducing the strength of our opponents and gaining our own. Assert the power of the Tsar. It is important that the power of the Tsar is stressed and his authority not undermined, for he acts as the unifier of the Bulgarian nation and the Bulgarian people. What are the crown divisions we have in South Africa? Those are my mountaineers. So it's mostly mountaineers with a couple of infantry just to fill them out, and then artillery. And slowly what I want to do is start filtering these guys out and adding more artillery. Adding more mountaineers. I wonder if I can do that yet. If I get rid of you, can I add you? Yes. That's it. So, go ahead and do that. Oh, we could do it again. If I get rid of you, can I add you? Yes. Go ahead and do that. So it will not let you save this if you don't have enough slots for mountaineers compared to your regular brigades, regular divisions. So because I've been building quite a few of my artillery divisions, I can upgrade my mountaineer guys to actually be more mountaineery. And you guys are going to need training again. Fine. Let's get you that little bit of experience that's needed. Tactical Bomber 1. Excellent. Let's go and grab encryption. Is there anything else in 39 that we want? That's when we get... Yeah, it's the new guns. Let's get the new guns first so we can put those into production and start switching over. You guys done training? Nope. And you apparently need to get back into training. So get back into training. Why do I bother training before all of their manpower arrives? So that the ones that are there are trained. And also they're just kind of sitting here right now. Alright, let's go and grab overwhelming firepower. That's another 10% soft attack. Glorious. And because I was expecting my manpower to be here, because we should be getting another 1.5%. Deutsche Ostasian took 2 states. Indo-Chinese Union lost. Ah, so the Vietnam War is over. How's the Japanese-Chinese War going? No huge changes. Oh, no. No, they are expanding out. That's going to be Manchuria, isn't it? Yes, it is. Fentiang. Construction 3. Excellent. Let's build more factories. Then, where do we want to go after this? Probably encryption, although we could get better artillery. We should probably do that. Again, let's start building up that efficiency. Haven't seen it tick up at all, though. Still 92%. Yeah, you're not wrong. Although these guys have most of their manpower. Most. It really is just manpower I'm short on, so I need to go to war with someone. Austria, can you please be fabricating on someone? Electrifying the Südbahn. I mean, this is part of the problem of going with Austria. They are freaking boring. They just don't get into any wars. I mean, I could go after Turkey and try and re-establish the Ottoman Empire. Except I can't justify because world tension's not high enough. I mean, the problem is the Weltkrieg hasn't actually started yet. It is crucial that, during these trying times, we work hard to maintaining and inserting the powers of the Tsar, as not only the figurehead for the nation, but as the symbol of the Bulgarian strength and unity for the people to rally around. We must, in order to preserve our golden age, continually retain the confidence of the people, and if possible, boost it. Daily political power gain, plus 0.05, and stability, plus 5. Cool. Alright, next up, empowering the National Assembly. A key tenet of the Liberal Party is empowering the parliament, known as the National Assembly, so as to better represent the views of the Bulgarian people and ensure that democracy within Bulgaria is not compromised. We are, I assume, a constitutional monarchy? I would think so. Increase in stability. We are no longer low, we are now average. Good, because that's going to mean that we're building more factories and things like that. In fact, let's go and switch you two around. Because I want to make sure that the infrastructure is done before we actually start on the factories proper. And also, that's manpower. Right there, I see it. It's there. It's still there. So we are getting manpower. Yeah, they are arriving. I think this is just part of the performance problem. Like, it's kind of slow. Yeah, there is indeed an event where you can get 500 bits for $1. So if you have a Twitch Prime account, you can do that. So you're basically charging Amazon $4 and giving it to me. Re-establish the Ottoman Empire as a favour to them as they were the first to help you in the Balkan War. Exactly! Yes, exactly. We must restore the Ottomanness to the Ottomans. And then maybe restore Byzantium as well, because after all, hundreds of years ago, it was the Byzantine Empire that formed Bulgaria in the first place. When they allowed the Ostrogoths? I think it was the Ostrogoths. To move there. No, it was the Bulgars. Hence it's called Bulgaria. It's the Bulgars. It was one of the migrating tribes that came from the east. Yeah, I think the Ostrogoths were... Visigoths were in... Damn it, I need to play Attila again. And crikey, I just saw 2 Sicilies just dying. Yeah, they lost. Federation's still at war, though. For the moment. Milan's looking a little bit isolated there. How are we looking down here? Okay, you guys are almost at full strength, and yes, you're going to have a lot of training to do. Man, these African guys are just completely out of strength. So I think that this war is actually going to be down to us at this juncture. Are we at full strength? No, 93. But manpower is definitely arriving. Like, we have a surplus now. So this is probably a shortage of artillery. It is. Okay. So if it's an industrial source shortage, I can live with that. That's not a problem. Yeah, we're still very short on artillery. The support equipment gap is being overcome. So I think I'm going to reduce the number of factories working on guns and make more of them work on artillery for the time being, until we can sort that out. What's the deal with the Middle East nowadays? Why is Turkey independent, not an Egyptian puppet? Because I think it was the White Peace that formed Turkey. Like, because they lost the war, they became Ottoman, but they still signed the White Peace. They were not themselves conquered. Why is Egypt and Iran fighting? Why is Arabia not involved? I think Arabia probably is involved. Yeah, Arabia is involved. Empowering the National Assembly. We must work towards ensuring the Bulgaria's parliament, the National Assembly, is empowered and retains its power in order to secure the will of the people. Without power vested in the National Assembly, the people would not have any way of properly expressing their thoughts, or even ensuring that they are, in some way or shape or form, properly represented. We must secure the parliament, for it blows life into the Tsardom of Bulgaria. Ooh, that's a lot of decision ability. Seizing Adrianople. Oh, that would give me the CB against Turkey. Or we could modify our government, which, of course, doesn't increase any industrial construction, because that would be far too easy. And at this point, I don't actually know who I'd go with. Once upon a time, it's probably going to be, yes, fire support. We're fire superiority. And this will give us production cost on artillery too. And then probably... Commando? This would mean more soft attack and breakthrough. Artillery manufacturer does mean more soft attack and more breakthrough. Do it. You were never an ally of Turkey. Not of Turkey, but I was of the Ottomans. I mean, the problem I have with this is, would this just give me that chunk of land? Also, is this a border war? How do you tell? Don't know. How are you guys doing? 86%, 92%. Oh wait, manpower, 100 and 100. Start training. Then you lot can also start training, because everyone's at full strength now. We've actually got manpower to burn. Good. Right. So you lot. I don't think I want to do that until I'm actually fully built up. So no, I'm going to resist. We're still building up the infrastructure. That's fine. South African Federation is still not counterattacking. That's fine. And we need a new national focus. Keep radicalism at bay. Will lose me a bunch of political power, but we'll get rid of totalist, syndicalist, radical socialists, and social democrats, of which we actually have quite a few. Do it. While it is important that we ensure the views of the Bulgarian people are properly represented, it is also important to keep in mind that tough times call for tough measures. We must take action to combat the various parties which would seek to destabilise Bulgaria, or espouse ideas that could potentially threaten the royal family. Turkey are not Ottomans, there's not even an O in the name. Hey, 94th men. Why am I in South Africa? Have you never seen one of my games where I send volunteers to everyone? This is why I'm in South Africa. Also, I noticed how mountainous South Africa was, and I have mountaineers. Speaking of which, I can now phase out yet another guy. See if I can get away with it. Remove you. Add you. See, now I can't save because we're over our limit. So I need to churn out some more regular soldiers before I can add some more mountaineers. And artillery deficit is definitely going down. Support equipment deficit is definitely going down. Everything is looking lovely. And there's the Italian Republic. So Canada has just declared war on the Union of Britain. You timed that terribly. Because now all of the troops that were over here will be flooding back to their original countries. Also, Germany, you've lost your opportunity. And you guys are actually crossing into Iran. Well, Iraq, but you're not in the mountains yet. Once you get to the mountains, that's when that's really going to slow down. And I'm going to say the Kingdom of Spain is actually looking pretty strong right now. So how many more mountaineers do I have? Wait, you two are fully trained. Let's throw you in there. You are not. Let's throw you back in there. You're trained. Okay, so we have 2 units of mountaineers here. I'm just going to split them out, and I'm going to have them training individually, so I can keep an eye on them. Because what I might do is send those to the Kingdom of Spain, once they're trained, so we can get them some more experience. I'm still tempted by that option to go to war with Turkey. What's your military like right now? It's terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. I could thrash you. Especially with Austrian support, though I don't think I'll need it. I'm just afraid that this is literally just going to steal that chunk of territory. Although Istanbul is technically part of Bulgaria. Like, it's official. It has been for hundreds of years. Obviously. I mean, how can you deny that? Now, we're going to wait until our army's trained, at the very least. Improved artillery, that is an artillery upgrade, which we should probably implement. More, bigger, better booms! As a Turk, I give you consent. Oh, thank you, Troddling. We'll get to it, don't worry. Also, as soon as I declare war, these guys bugger off home. Keeping radicalism as bay is done, so let's ensure political stability, which will give me even more stability, which I'm okay with. It is of the utmost importance that we do not allow radicals and or troublemakers from both within and without to cause trouble for Bulgaria. We cannot and must not allow for the state to become destabilized, lest our enemies take advantage of us during our darkest hour. They already tried that. Alright, September 39... Could start working on some air doctrines. I think we're going to go with the encryption, though. That is one thing that's nice about Bulgaria, is you get 5 techs like, pretty early on, actually. You can be pretty technologically advanced. Still no Prussia. Oh, they're attacking. So even while I am training with 0 organization, they are getting thrashed. Though it's only one guy attacking. Decision doesn't give you Istanbul, it gives you a war goal. Yes, but it might be like an enforced white peace as soon as you've done enough. I know how this game likes its white pieces. We fully acclimatized? No, but we are working on it. Although it's September in South Africa, it can't be that warm. What is my defense? 552 against their 53. Yeah, we're fine. I actually kind of prefer this where they're just throwing themselves at me every now and then. Let the saber rattling begin. Oh, the saber is rattling. The saber is definitely rattling. Oh, let me go back to Bulgaria. Right, how are you guys doing? Okay, now we're getting some more of our troops ready and waiting. I'm going to say that I'm going to be trusting my Austrian allies. They haven't kicked me out of the alliance yet, so I doubt that they will anytime soon. Wait, why is Portugal at war? Portugal's in the Entente. Oh, sucks for Portugal. You're going to lose. How's Brazil? Brazilian. They won their civil war, surprisingly enough. Like, I know that Brazil almost never wins their civil war, but they did. Right. Oh, 39. I could be getting these. Of course. Remember, September is spring in the Southern Hemisphere. Good point. Very good point. You guys trained yet? Nearly. You're getting experience as well. They are still just attacking us randomly. It's costing you equipment. I mean, you're welcome to keep trying. How are you two doing? Getting there. How's the equipment deficit? The artillery deficit is not really getting anywhere. The support equipment one is. And infrastructure at this point. Okay, we are full on building civilian factories. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some more military factories in Sofia. So once that's been fully established, we can start actually militarizing properly. Like, I'm pretty confident, I'm pretty happy with the civilian factories that we have down. We can grow from there. It's no problem. Now this is where it'd be really nice to say, you guys stop training, you guys continue training. But because these are volunteers, I can't split them up. At least I don't think I can. Oh, maybe I can. Not sure I want to, but apparently I can. You guys are still training. You and you are done. You and you. Done. You. Done. Right, so. You lot are going to be under the command of the Field Marshal. You will be forming a line against the Turks. With the objective of taking Istanbul. I don't particularly want the increased ties with Russia at this point. What bonuses to Air Force can I get? All of the heavy fighters. Oh no, that's just one research time. Never mind. Nothing particularly impressive.